Ladies and gentlemen, for the 940th time, it is the Mason and Friends Show. Featuring that dude called the Black Hand.
Yeah.
As well as myself, El Mahoney. Welcome to the Mason and Friends Show.
What's happening, y'all? What's good out there today? Hold on. This Predator?
No.
No. But it's in that realm, isn't it?
Sort of. It's older. It's sci-fi.
This isn't the Thing, is it?
No. Come on, this has got to be a giveaway.
Is this fucking not King Kong, but Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, I know this shit, man.
Yeah, that horn shit is dead giveaway right there.
Because I was like, I know the xylophone joint.
I was almost annoyed with it when it came on. I was like, oh, you got to get it now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's good old school Planet of the Apes right here.
Fucking there was a joint talking about Congo the other day about how the apes were fucking, they're like, oh, the gorillas were cannonballing into lava. So they didn't have no choice because the rocks was burning the shit out of their ass.
Yeah, everything was burning.
Everything was fucking hot. The fuck you want them to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, they bad gorillas. Amy bad gorilla. Good gorilla.
Yeah, good gorilla, man. That's important shit. The context of good gorilla, bad gorilla.
Yo, so there's this company in let's say Florida, because you know it's always Florida.
Yeah, Florida, right? What's going on with Florida?
They're making breast milk flavored ice cream.
Breast milk flavor?
Breast milk flavored.
Is it black titty milk?
Here's the thing. See, because my cousin, shout out to my cousin Ace Bandicoot, he sent me the joint, right? And he sent me the joint about how they had breast milk flavored Doritos,
right?
So I was like, yo, you know they got this breast milk flavored ice cream coming out. He was like, is it black breast milk? And then I was like, you know, that Cambodian breast milk.
Cambodian breast milk, man, that'd really be popping.
So it said,
how specific can the breast milks get?
But I'm like, again, there's a market for everything. There's a market for everything.
Yes.
But
even breast milk flavored ice cream.
I don't know if I want to have, and I'm lactose intolerant, so, you know, I don't know if I want to have my ice cream, if I want an ice cream that tastes like breast milk.
Well, here's the thing, right? It's if you're going to have ice cream, and they're going to have it, you got all these ice cream flavors to choose from. Why would you choose breast milk flavor? Like, why wouldn't they make, like, ice cream out of breast milk for the lactose intolerant like yourself?
I don't even know if I want to have that ice cream.
Even if it's mint chocolate chip or cookies and cream or something?
Yeah.
Something worth having?
The company's called Frida.
They got Rocky Road, right? Like, what if you're going to turn down Rocky Road breast milk ice cream? Come on now, you ain't gonna give that a taste. You ain't gonna give that a taste.
Look, I'm not.
If they said like this doesn't fuck with your lactose,
there's a difference here of tasting.
But if it's delicious, you're not gonna be like, let me get a double scoop. Come on now, let me get a scoop in a waffle cone. Come on now. Like, this ain't gonna fuck with my...
Probably, if it's not gonna fuck with my stomach...
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean,
like, what if breast milk ice cream didn't fuck with your stomach?
Then I'd probably be able to fuck with
Absolutely. You would be like, yo, let me get that shit, throw some chocolate syrup on that motherfucker. Let's go. Let me get the banana split.
Let me get the sundae going on here and be straight.
Fuck it. We want some whipped cream and a cherry on top.
This is flavoring, not made out of bread.
That's what bugs me out. I don't want the flavor.
Breast milk flavoring.
Yeah, no. If you ain't making the ice cream out of breast milk, I ain't fucking with it. I don't give a fuck if it tastes like breast milk. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lie.
That's a lie. That ain't breast milk.
You put this chemical in here to make it taste like it's supposed to be from the teeth, but it's not from the teeth.
You just telling me that's what it is. That's all. You know what I mean? Like spicy taco Doritos, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's to say what a spicy taco tastes like? Doritos, that's who. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they had breast milk flavored Doritos, like, you would be like, well, I guess that's what breast milk tastes like. You know,
Hold on, wait. See,
like, do you know what Cool Ranch tastes like? Because of Doritos. If they had Doritos breast milk flavored, nobody would buy it. Why would you buy ice cream breast milk flavored?
Bruh, there are people out here.
You could talk me into eating ice cream made out of breast milk if it didn't fuck with the lactose intolerant. I'd give it a taste.
I'd be good with it. I'd give it a try.
Let me try that Rocky Road.
Let me see what it's working with.
Let's give it a whirl.
But breast milk flavoring. That's these motherfuckers
a terrible idea.
Like, okay, let me get 2 scoops of chocolate, a scoop of vanilla, and let me get that breast milk. You know what I mean?
Breast milk on top of that chocolate.
Like you got. Let me get the cake batter, and let me get that titty milk right there.
Let me get a black titty milk.
Yeah. Then you got to go up. What if they do get so specific? Let me get black titty milk. Let me get black titty milk. Let me get 2 scoops of black titty milk and 1 scoop of Cambodian. You know what I mean? Let me get that right there.
You're just having the breast milk flavors.
Yeah.
You don't want any normal flavor. People usually, balance out the breast milk with a normal flavor.
Yeah.
Like people, let me get a Cambodian breast milk with like a, that espresso flavor. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, let me get a little coffee with the Cambodian.
Right. You need something strong.
You gotta balance it out. But
let me get the dark chocolate scoop.
You want fucking black titty milk.
And the black titty milk.
Cambodian breast milk. And then you want to throw a sprinkle of fucking
ginger
Asian
titty milk. We want ginger titty milk.
Yeah, or some ginger. Let me get ginger titty milk sprinkles or some shit, Like, what the fuck? The world is just fucking collapsing in on itself at this point. I think the Matrix is starting to shut down a little bit.
Well,
there's glitches all over this motherfucking Matrix right now.
Well, like, you remember the fields, right? With all the little pods on them.
Yeah.
It's probably half of them are, like, dead and vaulted out. You know what I mean? Like
vaulted out. Yeah,
there's a little robots still going around trying to fix everything, but most everything's broken.
Like, god damn it.
They didn't build enough,
their infrastructure wasn't strong enough. Not like the fucking...
That's right.
They're sending the fucking planets getting pictures.
They didn't have enough robots to go around fixing broken shit.
That shit still kind of bugs me a little bit. Like,
photos from eons ago?
You sent these fucking things out in space that were launched in, 60s, 50s, whatever.
Right, the cameras.
And we're getting photos today that look fucking brilliant, like HD. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, from way deep in space.
From way deep in space.
I don't know, dude. Things are way hard to understand at this point.
Like, I think that's part of the reason why I'm watching X-Files all over again. You know what I mean? Like,
you're digging into the good old days in the 90s when you could be conspiratorial and it wasn't, like, probably true.
But that's just it. I think part of it is because fucking... I want to see the mindset of folks that were writing this shit back in the 90s, 30 years ago, right? To see where and how relevant it is today, because I'm like, a lot of this shit that's happening in these joints, even when I watched the Twilight Zone episodes, the old school black and white joints, there are stories back then that today
still resonate.
Would be fucking some normal shit that didn't happen.
But you know why? It's because those were character driven, like, shows with good writing. They wrote those programs for them to withstand the test of time.
But here's the thing. Did
every episode of the Twilight Zone
draw from inspiration from that, or was that written from some inspiration that was seen or maybe experienced or talked about in the circle?
It's all out there in the ethos.
You know what I mean?
Right. And we're just like picking up on what's out there. And it's all sort of making itself be invented by it's already existing in like the non-linear timeline.
Because I've been trying to be a millionaire fucking by speaking it into existence like a motherfucker here. And maybe in one of these timelines I am somewhere.
Could be.
I'm trying to see when that's
you want to switch places with that motherfucker.
Yeah, well, let's line up somehow to where our fucking aura, whatever, connects for that moment to where I get a bit of that money. You know what I'm saying? To where I get a bit of that comfortability.
Yeah.
Right there. Because in all honesty, it's all the real motherfucker really want. I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking to be fucking this filthy rich asshole. Just be comfortable to where I had to worry about fucking the taxes.
I don't want to be
taxed on.
I don't want to be able to like invest in massive companies, as in like I don't want to foot the bill for like a battery company or something that like manufactures batteries in America.
Yeah.
But like I'd like to be comfortable where I don't have to have a boss. Where I can
There
just
it
do
is.
my
Yep,
thing.
do my own fucking thing.
Yeah.
But so I started watching Black Mirror, the newest season of Black Mirror. That's kind of alright. It's not as fucked up as previous Black Mirrors have been. It's actually kind of light, this go around, which
So they haven't hurt your brain yet?
it didn't. I kind of wanted some shit to be like that. You know what I mean? That's what I was expecting, but they were pussyfooting it. They got a little soft on their shit. It felt like this season.
Maybe they were getting a lot of shit for freaking people out.
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, I would think with a name like Black Mirror, you would expect it to
You're
have.
supposed to shock.
And you know what's funny? I've never watched any of that shit. I've just heard your stories about it.
I like it because it's like
It's Twilight Zone-y, right?
Yeah, with
It's a higher budget.
that's exactly it. It's Twilight Zone with a higher budget.
But it's like not like the Twilight Zone probably had actually a pretty high budget for what it was back in the day.
Then, yeah.
But we look at it now, we're like, man, I can make that in a fucking apartment.
Yeah, but this and again, it's also the writers are good. It's something about fucking these British writers are just extraordinary. The British cinema is where I like my cinema to be. It's written well.
Oh,
I follow
an
it
aristocrat
along.
you are.
An aristocrat,
he is.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's like on British TV, there's some shows I want to watch on that Brit TV shit, but I just wait for it to come across because there's like a section in like Netflix where now they broke it down into Brit TV type shit or BritBox, something like that.
Yeah,
but it's its own category, and it'll pull up,
So you be on Netflix pulling up British stuff.
Yeah, but it just happens to do that now for me because
you watch so much British shit.
They're like, oh, well, shit, this
so your
motherfucker likes
algorithm on Netflix is British, and your algorithm on Instagram is Psycho.
Oh, the Instagram is all kinds of shit.
Your Instagram is ridiculous.
I don't even know what the algorithm on fucking Instagram is anymore because there's so much random shit. But I know that I can change it. That's the thing I like. Is like people don't understand you can change everything that you're fucking consuming by just clicking on a couple things. You
just got to look at other stuff. Yeah,
you make the algorithm work for you. You know what I mean? But the Instagram joint, it's so scatterbox.
Are terrifying to deal with. You've got to like do it right, or you dig yourself a algorithm hole.
But
and it's just throwing all sorts of negative shit at you.
I even deal with the shit at work because the thing that I have, it has a set to where when I go to certain people and I've been to them enough, when I click on it, it usually has a gauge of where they should be at, when I get there. And I'm like, oh, the algorithm's working. Now, sometimes I've known where I've been places where I've thrown it off, but for the most part, that it's probably off by maybe, if it's off, 20 gallons. It's really not that far off from where that's a nuts, damn dude. It's, and I'll be looking at it because I've watched it over the years.
You do thousands of gallons and you're talking about being 20 gallons off.
Yeah, and I'm watching this shit over the years actually get better, and I'm like, damn,
because the hardware updates to new software, and then the algorithm improves,
and it's getting, and I'm like, damn, this motherfucking shit here has really got it down to.
So somebody built them a good app.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, but as I'm learning that shit, I'm like, I also know my algorithms for everything else feeds it because I got a section on in Netflix. It's like Samurai Cowboy and something else. Samurai Cowboy, Aliens, or some shit like that. Because Sarah brought it up to me the other night when we were looking at documentaries, you know what I mean? She goes, there's a section in your Netflix that says Samurai Cowboy and something. I was like, really? I didn't even pay no mind to it. I'll be damned. It does say that. Well, look at that. Go ahead. Netflix will say, yeah.
They're really watching you, Mike.
Yeah, but I also know this though, so I'm like, all right, I don't have to go through here and search for something that I might want to watch
They're going to show you something
because
you
they're
might
going
want
to
to
be
watch.
like, hey, look, we think you might like this, and it's usually something that I actually like. You know what? Hey, I fuck with some shit like this. Yeah, make it easy for me. All right, cool. You're learning, so I'm teaching you.
Well, I mean, in theory, that's what it's for.
Exactly.
Right? You're actually using it on Netflix. I ain't fucked with Netflix in forever, though. So,
I really like Netflix.
My Netflix algorithm ain't even there.
I really like Netflix for their documentaries. They have good documentaries on there. I like watching this shit. You know what I mean? I think what was it? The show, Black Mirror. Black Mirror, I knew had gotten released, so I just wanted to see the new season of that. And I was like, yeah, I started watching that shit. I'm like, because Sarah was like, you know, you watching X-Files again? I'm like, nah, you know, I stepped away from X-Files to watch the season of Black Mirror. You know what I mean? I'll go back to X-Files later on, but,
right.
You know, it's just like I'm going to start watching The Wire again. You know what I mean? I haven't seen The Wire since,
back in the day. Yeah. I think I watched the end of that when it was happening, and I don't think I have watched it since.
That's what I'm saying.
I've seen like clips on YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind watching The Wire.
Is that on
again.
Netflix?
I don't know if it's on Netflix or it might be Hulu. It might be. I don't know which one of them.
You got them all, don't you?
Damn near just about, because fucking now. Granted, you know what I mean, but you know I got them all.
Right.
Like, but the one I really want is Paramount. They got some good shit on Paramount and BritBox.
Paramount does have some good shit.
Because Paramount got some good shit.
But like, I don't watch enough, so like, I'll like get one for like a month, watch some shit, and then I'll be like, all right, fuck that, and then I won't watch anything for a while.
Like I got it was a show called From, and the dude I work with, he watches the shit too, but he pays for the subscription to MGM Plus, whatever the fuck that is, right? And I'm like, yo, let me know when the full season's done, because I can click on the free subscription
and bang through,
binge watch the joint, and then cancel my shit out, and I'm good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because the seasons, you don't ever know when a season's gonna come back around, or even if it gets renewed for another season, it might just be ended like right there.
Yeah, there's so much content out there that like they're not renewing everything.
Exactly.
You might catch something that's good for a season or two, and then it's gone.
There's this one joint I started watching with my niece called Yellow Jackets. Right, I started watching it with her, and that was on Hulu. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to get Hulu. You know, that wasn't in my plans. I don't, you know, I have it, but I didn't get it. You know what I mean? And I never thought about the show again until fucking I was able to get a Hulu, you know, subscription, whatever. But it wasn't on Hulu. It came on Netflix. And I'm like, oh, shit. I remember this show. I watched it with my niece. I got into it. Let me see if I can catch up to wherever it's at.
Right.
It lasted maybe, I don't know, a few months on Netflix, and then somebody else, it's on another network now.
Yeah, they cycle around.
Yeah, so now it's on Paramount Plus, and I'm like, well, fuck, I don't have Paramount Plus, so all right, there goes. I'll wait till something cycles around somewhere or another, so I can watch this motherfucker.
That's why I hate the streaming services, man. There's too many of them, and like everything used to be in like one or two places, and now there's like nothing in every place. It's all over the place.
Yeah, because you can only watch certain shit on these.
Right
here.
Right, and it's really annoying.
Because I'm like, I want to watch whatever. No, it's only on this one. Oh, fuck, I ain't got that one, you know. Or
it'll be like, yeah, you can buy that.
Oh, man, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to spend $15 for some digital copy of some bullshit.
I'm not going to go back and watch it. I just want to watch this shit in this moment, you know? Yeah. That's why I'm glad I still got my DVDs. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a lot of them still.
I got a whole bunch of fucking DVDs in the fucking the travel case, whatever, you know what I mean?
I don't know how much I trust them to work in the long run, but
that's also true. You know, but
some stuff will still work.
There's because when I was telling my sister, you know, she wanted to watch these old movies, and I was like, you can still watch them, but you just got to pay $4 for them, you know. And she was like, yeah, if I don't have the DVD, then she'll go ahead and buy it. Just for it's like $4. Okay, cool. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But still, it just still sucks.
It's a lot of money though. It adds up if you keep watching stuff.
Because they changed the Mega Ball. Is it Mega?
Powerball?
No, I think it's
Mega
the
Millions?
Mega ticket is not $2 anymore. It's $5.
Oh yeah, I did hear that was happening.
Yeah, they switched that shit up.
Well,
this week it changed. So now instead of paying fucking $2 per ticket when it used to be $1 a ticket, now you're paying $5 for one ticket.
Well, they got to pay to have all that money to maybe pay you back.
But then they saying the way they twisted it up was like, oh, it gives you more of a chance to win. I'm like, nah, your chances are still the same.
Because if it just give me one ticket, or do I get 5?
No, you get one ticket for $5.
Yeah, so how am I getting more chances? Well, I guess you get more chances to win.
Because you're
less
taking
people
less
will
people
buy.
are buying. That's how they're putting it out there. But I'm like,
We're making this the rich man's lotto.
it's still the same fucking percentage I would have.
Well, but if you only sell 100,000 instead of 1 million, you've got better chances at $5 for one out of 100,000 as opposed to $2 for one out of 1 million.
I still the odds they were saying just it didn't fuck with me because I'm like, I get what they're getting with it because they're like the what is it? So when you would hit the million or the big number, it would automatically reset to 20,000 or 20 million, right?
Okay.
Now because it's $5 a ticket, now when the shit gets hit, it automatically resets to 50 million. So you're starting off at 50 million regardless.
Okay.
I'm like, well, fuck. I still fuck with it, but I'm not going out here to buy a $5 ticket like these. I've seen cats go in here and buy a mega every once in a while, or every day. Like I'll do it if I remember to do it. If I have some fucking loose cash on me.
If I see like
had,
a real
$2,
big, if I see a real big jackpot, that's the sort of thing I might do it once a year.
Once in a blue moon type shit. Every once in a while, because I'll be out and about and I'm like, oh well, shit. That if I happen to be near 7-Eleven or whatever?
If you work at a place and like they want to take up a collection, throw your $5 in on that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You better put your 5 on that. Because if they go out and win, everybody wins. You the only one that still got your job,
bruh. Oh man, that's got to be a fucked up feeling.
Kill yourself.
Think about that. If you got a whole group of motherfuckers,
everybody at work, you don't like them, and they come up and they be like,
"Hey man, we doing this lotto. $5 for a ticket, man. Put it on the ticket.
Everybody gets in 5. We're gonna buy like 75 tickets.
We get the tickets. Take the pictures.
We can all quit.
Take the pictures, and because that's what I used to do when I worked at the foods. Was me and the homies would get together, we fucking throw in our money. One dude go out get the tickets, and he would take a picture of the tickets and send them to us. So everybody we on the group, we all know what the ticket was when he got them. So there ain't no, I bought this ticket for myself. No, bitch, we see our tickets.
Right.
But there's a level of trust you gotta have with that shit too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you really fuck with this person like it? Because you could be that guy like, man, I don't really fuck with this dude. I don't know if I trust it.
Well,
and all these motherfuckers hit.
And like, what if you were part of that group at the job, and like one of the guys that was in on it, 3 weeks later he quits, and you come to find out he won the lottery. He didn't let anybody else know. He just kept it for his damn self. I bought one for myself ticket shit.
Look, and that happens. That happens. I ain't gonna be mad at him because if in the group,
but you're gonna suspect that he stole that ticket out of the group ticket.
Not if it's not in the pictures. If it's not in on those pictures. Then all right, because that's what it is. If we gave you,
because if you've got the pictures, then everybody gets to look when the number comes out.
Exactly.
So there's no real subverting anybody else.
We gave you enough money. That should be say 7 tickets. Everybody gave enough money to get 7 tickets, right?
7 plays. They call them plays.
Plays, whatever. But anyway,
because they'll all be on the same ticket.
Sometimes they
6,
are,
there'll be
unless
like 6
you have them
on
on separate joints. But either way, you got this picture here, and then that person also played, another 1 or 2 for himself.
Yeah, on his way home, he stopped at the gas station, got himself another ticket.
That's fair game right there, because this is what we put money in for this part. This is your separate money over here.
Yeah. Still, that's gonna fuck you. Gonna be fucked up.
A little bit, yeah. But at the same time, like, hey, that wasn't our batch of shit. That was.
I'm gonna drop donuts off later. You know.
Oh no, that's an insult. That's an insult, man.
Hey man, I got y'all a pizza party.
I got y'all. Yeah, I hooked y'all with some pizza. Shit, nah, bruh.
You get a pizza party for having work with me before I hit the lottery.
Motherfucker, not even say nothing. Be like, man, yo, what happened to old Joey, man? I don't know what happened to Joey, man.
They say he hit the lottery, he moved down south, got himself a place on the water.
Motherfucker got the lottery. Oh, that's a big lotto.
Yeah, the same weekend we all put in.
We all put in on, man.
Yep.
Now, good for him. Or you gonna have that one to be like, man, yo, I think he got us, yo. I think he got us, man. He owe us something. He owe us shit. Don't owe us a motherfucking thing if he hit that bitch. Cause there was a dude I worked with that actually hit one of the was it the Virginia. The one that Virginia does only for itself, like the New Year's raffle, that's what it is. The Virginia
Pick
raffle.
6 or whatever?
Nah, it's a Virginia raffle is what it's called.
Okay.
It's a $20 ticket. It comes out every year. They only have, I think it's 300,000 tickets that they have. So once some tickets are gone, that's it. And the prizes go like, it's $7 million winners. Fucking, I don't know, like $100,000 winners, you know, and then fucking, I don't know, like a couple thousand in the $500 range, right?
Right.
So there's a good chance you're gonna win something.
Get something,
right? One dude I happened to used to work with, he ended up hitting the 100,000 one. You know what I mean? Hey, I ain't mad at it, bruh. And
see, the thing is, nobody would know if I hit 100K. I wouldn't even say anything. That's not enough to make any fuss about.
I think Virginia, you have to fucking put your name out there. I think you have to put your name because it's
to claim it. You got to put your name in the public record.
Yeah, I think so in Virginia.
Yeah, but the other thing about that is somebody to see it has to look it up. So they'd have to be like, who won?
Oh, it was a big thing because it was three of those $100,000 tickets hitting Manassas. So it's like, all right, such and such bought this ticket here. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, hey, I congratulate, hit him up. Hey, bro, seen you won a joint, man. Congratulations, homie. You know what I mean? Like, but it also came at a time he didn't know at the time he was gonna need it because fucking, I want to say, a few weeks later, they fucking fired his ass.
Yeah, because he just won $100,000. They were like, fuck this rich bitch. That's why I wouldn't have told nobody. I'd have been like, yeah, dog, I don't know what you're talking about. They'd be like, well, why you got this new car? And I'd be like, because y'all pay me so well.
I inherited this. It's overtime, whatever. But see, that's
that's all right. I inherited it. That's good.
Yeah, I'm quick with it, man. Cause
I had a friend of mine that really loved me, and he died and left me this car.
Yeah, like fucking, what was it? Oh, man, it just slipped my mind. It was there and it's gone. But yeah, if I had the lotto, I would slowly disappear into the ether.
You'd be like Homer backing into the bushes?
Yeah. You wouldn't know I won, but you would be
There'd
guessing.
Be signs.
You'd be hitting at it.
You'd pull up looking like one of the fat black dudes.
Yeah. But look, I wouldn't even
have a full-on outfit on.
I wouldn't even do that.
Riding a snowmobile in the summertime.
I wouldn't be flashy with it at all. I just would slowly just fade away.
You pull up in the Hennessy nuclear-powered submarine.
Yep. They'd be like, man, this motherfucker Mike, something ain't right, man.
This motherfucker's got a nuclear sub that says Hennessy on the side of it.
He taking a lot of days off all of a sudden. Why he taking all them days off, man? Something's going to be going on that they ain't going to know about. Then all of a sudden, it's just going to be like, yo, y'all seen that motherfucker anywhere? Nah, man, what the fuck happened? I don't know, man. Man, he was taking days off and shit, and he seemed happier than usual. Like he like usually his level of give a fuck was a different level of give a fuck. Like usually the give a fuck is mean, but this give a fuck was a happy don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like he was just laughing at everything.
Yeah, didn't know what the fuck was going on.
He had a silly giggle.
Yeah,
motherfucker was running around giggling.
Like he was frolicking in dandelions. You know?
Yeah, he was skipping around.
You ever see that fat motherfucker frolic?
Yeah. That fat motherfucker Mike showed up frolicking. He was what? He was frolicking.
Was he all right? He said, man, she said, man, he just kept on saying he had shit to do. Then.
I got places to be, things to do.
I got shit going on, I'm making moves, man, He
was like the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. Like, I'm late, I gotta go.
I'm late. Gotta go. Got late. Yeah. Man, then all
stick around.
Gone. That's that. I would fade away. I wouldn't just fucking up and be poof, because then everybody's gonna wonder some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what it was.
You gotta buzz out on some weird shit.
There was a homie that we had a thing. Every time I was seeing when I go to his spot to pick up oil, I was like, look, man, if one of us disappears, we know that person won the lotto, right? I go to his job one day, he wasn't there. Man, ain't paying no mind to it. Like, all right, he might be sick or something. Go back here again because he's like he's on a schedule. I always seen this guy. I didn't see him for like, I don't know, about a month. You know what I mean? Maybe 2 months. And I asked the question, like, yo, what happened to my man, Joe? Where Nick at? They was like, oh shit, man, Nick ain't here no more. And I'm like, well, good for him. I'm like, this motherfucker either hit the lotto or got a new job, whatever. But I was like, either way, he's doing better. And I'm like, I'm congratulating him even though he's not there. Shit you not.
You're putting it out in the ethos.
Shit you not. I want to say 2 more months after that, one of the guys that I work with that does a separate part of the business runs into him, and he comes into fucking work and he goes, hey man, Nick told me to tell you he didn't hit the lotto. And I started laughing my ass off. I was like, yo, where you see my man's Nick at? He was like, man, he works for fucking such and such now. I'm like, man, hey, next
same
time,
job, different company.
Yeah, but actually he's doing better because he's working for a county,
Oh, nice.
I'm like, well, he kind of did hit the lot. I said, yo, next time you see him, tell him, motherfucker, neither did I. But I'm glad he's doing good. He was like, yeah, I'll make sure I let him know. I said, all right, cool, appreciate you, bro. Because it was just out of the blue. I'm sitting there bullshit doing my paperwork. Fucking dude come downstairs. Hey, Nick said to let you know he didn't hit the lotto. And I was like, Nick told you that? Son of a bitch. My motherfucking
because you had been hoping for his sake that he had hit the lotto.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, I always wish everybody good. You know what I mean? Because in my travels, I hear so many fucking stories. Like,
people are haters, dog. They're just haters.
Yeah, but you hear so many stories of people. Like I got one dude who needed a heart transplant. Felt bad for this guy because I mean, when I ran into him, I have a rapport with people,
Sure.
And I seen him, and then one day he wasn't there at this place. So I don't know. After a while, like months go by, I'm like, shit, this motherfucker is really not here. Like, yeah, hey man, what's up with Bob? He good? Oh yeah, man, Bob had to have surgery and everything, man. We not sure if he's gonna come back. I'm like, damn. Well, I hope everything's good for him. Like, I was hoping everything. He told me he needed a transplant and all this shit. Fucking one day out of the blue, I go there, he's back. Hey man, how you doing? He's like, I didn't think I was gonna make it, to be honest with you, but I'm glad I'm ticking again. Everything's good. I was like, man, good seeing you though, bro. I was like, I've been praying for you, bro. I knew you was going through some shit. I figured, if you wasn't coming back, you just wasn't coming back. And it happened again. This dude I would go see, I get his oil and shit. Every time I pull up, I knew something was wrong because when I pulled up to the spot, it's always on time. I pull up, door opens up, just boom, they see me coming, pulls the door up. I pulled up this time, door didn't open. What the fuck's going on here? Shit. All right, bet. I had to go inside, had somebody open the fucking door up. I said, hey man, where's Mark at? Man, Mark don't work for the company no more. I said, oh damn, he quit. They're like, he kind of had to. I said, oh nah, his health's fucked up, isn't it? Because I remember this guy was telling me he had health problems. He's like, yeah, he got bad news. I'm like, damn. Well, man, I hope everything works out for him. You know what I mean? I put it out. I always root for everybody.
Yeah, man, that's part of why we gotta try to get healthy in our damn selves.
Like even the youngins, man.
Because people don't care.
Nah, they really don't.
There's so few and far between. And let me tell you something else that might get you into the gym. There's a bunch of hotties running around the gym, man. There's some hotties running around there. These bitches are in there doing squats and shit. And
there's one spot that is next to a gym that is like literally next door to the gym, man. And it was funny because when I pull up, the part of the gym that I see, because this is a massive motherfucker, man. I mean, it takes up pretty much most of this shopping center. And but the part that's open is like this little off section. They got the machine where the band, you're pulling the bands, that machine there.
Sure.
And it's usually somebody doing the fucking ropes and all this other shit. Well, when I pulled up there Thursday, there was a shorty and she's doing her joint, she's working out, whatever. I'm talking to the dude that opened up the door, like I ain't seen him in a while. I'm talking to him. I see where his eyes are going, right? Because I mean, he can see everything in the gym, and I'm laughing at him because I'm like, this shorty got her camera set up and all that shit going on, you know what I mean? And when I turn around again, I see her what she was doing, and I'm like, Oh, this bitch is teasing your stupid ass. So you an idiot fucking sitting here drooling over you. Motherfucker, get the fuck out of my way, man. Let me hook up this goddamn
Drink it
thing.
in, you little bastards.
I ain't got time for this shit, man. I got shit to do, right? Man, bro, by the time I go back to get this shit signed, this bitch done changed outfits and everything. She's in a whole nother fucking get up at this point. And I'm like,
She's doing workout shit and changing outfits so that she can do different content or whatever.
yeah. And I'm just like, why? There's a lane. I'm not knocking it. She might be getting paid. This might be her OnlyFans
it's
shit.
almost like you could like rent out all the machines in a gym to the right girl for the right amount of money and make a lot of money just renting out gym equipment for them to fucking exercise in front of.
You probably could. I mean, there's a lane for everything.
There's
but
so many lanes.
the dude that opened the door, he's just like stuck. And I'm like, bro, you act like you ain't never seen a bitch do squats before, bro. Like, snap to it, bro. Like, you make yourself look like one of them creeper motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The gym might not be for everybody, bro.
That's true though too, man. You can't just lock on a stare.
Yeah, if you
got to,
go,
like,
you
catch
got to be
them.
locked in on your shit.
You gotta let your peripheral do its magic, man. Motherfuckers be walking by, you know. You can take a look, see what you see. Like as you move your head, you just do your job.
See, I
Do
like
your
my
thing.
shit at home because fuck, I don't want to pay for no membership. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a lot of stuff.
Even though people say
There's a lot of stuff to be done.
If I pay for the membership, it's gonna force me to go.
That's not true.
No, it ain't. Cause I remember I had a membership at this company I work with. These people came through with this gym. They're like, look, we can get y'all set up. You know, the whole company come in, you know, off your company to have your membership and you ain't got to worry about nothing.
Sure.
But I'm like, okay, what happens if I were to get fired from the company? Well, then your part of the shit falls on you. I got fired from the company. Fucking stop going to the shit. I'm like, man, I'm getting these bills. I'm what the fuck is this shit like?
Yeah, you assigned on to a membership that gets transferred to you in event of
I'm like,
termination.
man, this some bullshit. I ain't fuck y'all. Nope. I don't want to do that. I got my shit at home and I'm good at home. You know what I mean? But then again, it goes down to, do you want to do the shit? And really, when do you have the time to do it? Especially those of us who got kids.
Oh yeah.
Household, you know, all this shit. The hours that you work are different every day. You
Yeah,
know
man,
what I mean?
y'all are caught up, man. Y'all
Yeah.
people with your children's and shit, man.
It's a lot, and especially when you got to run around with the kids. If they got traveling shit to do, like these traveling
Right.
teams,
Soccer,
whatever.
football, basketball,
Yeah, it's a
piano
lot.
lessons, ballet.
I ran into a homie who said that his sons, I talked to him, I ain't seen this guy in years, and me and him got to talking, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm on my way to the soccer field for my boys. You know, they got, you know, it's not bad because they're on the same field. I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? He goes, well, one's at 9.
Yeah, you said it was like a 9 and a
and
1
a
o'clock,
1
man.
o'clock.
Fuck all that noise, man. My God,
And
man.
he
You
was
people
like-
with your children just make me not want them even more and more. Shit.
And he said he had daughters that were in traveling, and I was like, damn, bro, you had to do that? He goes, nah. He goes, I stopped that. He goes, I love my kids, love what they fucking do. But he said, man, it came too much. It was like, you know, I tell her mom, hey, you got to go do this, you know. But
Shit, yeah. You got to delegate that shit.
is this something that you signed her up for? Or is it something that she wanted to do? It also comes to that because you got cats that push these kids into shit that they don't even want to fucking do. They don't even want to be a part of.
Yep.
So now,
That's an issue all the way across parenting.
are you beating yourself up to have this shit happen for your child that doesn't want to do this shit? You're putting yourself through agony for what?
Yeah, man. It's stupid.
You know?
It's mad stupid.
Like I get it that, you know, if your child wants to try some shit out, put them in some shit that they want to try, that they actually want to. If they don't want to do it after they're already in it, all right, cool.
If they don't initiate it, don't make them do it. Don't put them
Yeah,
in
you
travel
gotta
baseball because you want them to be in travel baseball.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just gotta chalk that shit up. You know what I mean? Because I think I was talking to this shit with Biggie about shit. I said, man, look, you know, there are things I wanted my kids to be into. You know, that I wanted them to want to try, and they never came to me with it because I'm like, you know, because of everything, how everything is, you know, I don't think they want to tell their mom they want to do these certain things, but they'll tell me, and I'm like, look, fuck it, if y'all want to do it, we're gonna do it then. Yeah, you just let me know. It doesn't fucking matter at this point. If it's something you want to do, we're gonna pursue it.
What do you want one of them to do that they haven't done? That they have no interest in?
With Dominic, it was at first it started with the music, because the music, it was something I thought he was gonna be into, but it was just a phase, you know what I mean? But then I'm like, you know what, Layla might like it, so I still keep everything around, but you know, I'm like, but I never was disappointed by any of it. Like, if I see them have certain interests, I push them, whatever. All right, you're interested in this, here you go. Hey, you don't like it, that's on you. But if
you don't try to limit them.
Nah, hell no, nah. That's the thing. You can't, because I see a lot of parents living vicariously through their children, and it's like you're living out what you have up here in your head of how you would have been, and you want to put that image onto them. I think that's fucked up, because this person here is doing what they want to do, but some of them are doing shit so they don't disappoint you as a parent. Yeah, this person didn't ask to be here. You know what I mean? This person did not ask to be born. This person, you were blessed to have this person. Now your job is to cultivate this person. Like me, I was agreeing with a lot of shit Marlon was saying last night. He was, as in his conversation, he was telling a story about his kids, and there was a lot of shit that was hitting home, and I'm like, yo, I fucked with him even more after his comedy show. As just an individual, I fuck with Marlon Wayans even harder. You know what I mean? Because of his level of conviction he had for his kids, and it's similar mindset. I'm not gonna hold you to this ceiling. You're beyond that. Like he said, man, my son told me he wanted to be like Michael Jordan, and he was like, yeah, all right, now I want you to be better than Michael Jordan. I want that motherfucker wearing your shoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that's how you do the shit. Like, you know, my boy wants to do skating, got him to skateboard and shit. He's on that bitch. Now that's his thing now. He's been skateboarding his ass off, trying to get better and better. In his mind, he's like, Dad, I'm going pro. I'm like, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. You go pro.
Yeah, do your thing, man. If you get paid to do that, just get paid.
Go out here and just skate and have a good time and get paid. You can actually do that. There's a lane for that. You know what I mean?
You gotta get really good.
And I tell him,
there's a lane.
I tell him, I'm like, you know, I'm different from my father than I am with you guys when it comes to certain things, because my dad didn't encourage me to keep on doing what I like doing. And I regret not doing the shit that I like doing, because I know I could have been further on if I would have continued on doing what I like. So now, as a teenager, in my head, I'm like, when I have kids, I'm not gonna limit them as to what they can do by my fucking limitations. Whatever the fuck y'all want, here you go. I'm gonna throw it at you. Let me see what you do with it. And then they do amazing shit. They do shit with it that I never even thought. I'm like, fuck, you know what? All right. My daughter and her fucking little friend, they make these little fucking bracelets talking about they gonna sell them. Go for it. Knock yourselves out, because guess what? Y'all can fucking do that shit.
If you can sell them, sell them. Why
Go
not?
for it. Why the fuck not?
How many they sold, Mike?
I don't fucking know. This is just something they started talking about. They just started doing. I think they were. They gave one to me. They gave one to their grandma. They gave one to the girl's nana. Sarah got one. Like it's. Hey, look, baby, you want to go ahead and do it? Do it. But I think they're trying to do it in school. Now you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah.
Schools get a little iffy with some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, trying to make money on hand-to-hand sales in school is a little tricky.
You know, I remember doing that shit and fucking, I just do that shit at work, bro. I used to get candy bars. When I worked at the foods, I get a box of candy bars, you know what I mean? Because the snack machine only had certain shit up in that motherfucker. You work at nighttime, bro, especially in the freezer, and fucking motherfuckers weren't thinking. Like, you could crack open a box of fucking hot cocoa mix, you know what I mean? And you have your cocoa mix. My stupid ass cracked the box of hot cocoa open, and fucking I had the good shit in my locker. Like, all right, y'all want the cocoa, man? Yeah, it's gonna cost you. Ah, man. Motherfuckers was paying me for shit that was already in the fucking building, bro.
Yeah, but you had one that was open that you could access, and they didn't. And that's why they were paying you.
Yeah, but it was just funny to me, because I'm like, yeah, nobody thinks like this.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, we could go and buy all sorts of stuff at a good price that we could sell for more, but it's like the process of getting from having the item that we got for cheap to a place where there's a market that'll buy the thing for a price that makes us real money.
Yeah.
And that space, that gap, man, most people don't want to fuck with that. Even if it's as simple as I paid $36 for this box of candy, and I got 96 pieces in here, and I'm selling $5 a piece.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and somebody's buying them. Like, when they could do the same thing as you and just go buy a box for $36.
Bruh, it was really simple, because and that's the way I thought about a lot of shit. That's what got me into fucking selling weed when I was younger.
Right.
Because I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you just turn it quick.
It was because you had X amount of people around the area that sold weed that got it from one individual. And I knew this. I'm like, so wait a minute, all you motherfuckers that do push, you all get it from the same person. So when that motherfucker ain't got shit, you ain't got shit. Like, if one of y'all ran out and you just work your way down the line trying to get some greenery from somebody, and all right, this motherfucker don't got it, this person don't got it, this person don't got it, this person just ran out. So that means you gotta all wait for this person to get his shit and then come back.
So you had to find somebody else.
So I'm like, why not fill that void? You know what I mean? I ended up fucking having found somebody, and worked my own shit. So as soon as and I just waited, I was patient with it. As soon as that motherfucker ran out, I got y'all. I got you, boo. I got, blah, 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 blah. And that's how it worked. I'm like, it's all supply and demand, right?
Yup.
So it was the same shit when it got to the warehouse. Motherfuckers was bitching about the snacks in the machine. I'm like, y'all don't like the shit in the machine.
That's some real small timing, though, Mike.
But no, it was just.
I'm selling. Yeah, that's right. I got the dark chocolate Hershey.
Yeah, but it was just something that stuck in my head. I'm like, yo, y'all bitching about the littlest shit, but it was extra scratch on the side. Like, yeah, I'm getting this little bit of shit here, but it worked though.
Oh yeah,
because you're paying $2 for this motherfucking
but
bar.
I thought about trying to run some vending machines. You know what I mean? But like,
that's the thing.
You got to buy an $8,000 vending machine. Then you got to find somewhere to put it.
That's the problem.
Then you got to fill it up.
But this was back in shit. Late 90s, like 99, 2000-ish.
Well, yeah, like you said, though, you just had a box in your locker you were selling people because they knew you had it.
I'm like, yeah, here it is. It was simple shit, supply and demand. Like, it was, to me, it was just funny to me because I'm like, you know, I did the shit here, I did the shit here, I did the shit here. If I would have just fucking pursued that even more so and going deeper with shit, I think I'd have been in a better place. But, yeah, shit happens.
Maybe you'd have had vending machines.
It could have been something else, something simple.
Yeah.
You know, or fucking logistics in the shit. You know what I mean? I know how to get the shit that you want to you. You just got to pay me to get this from here to there.
Or you got to figure out what people want from point A to point B. And
exactly. And fill that void. Yeah. You know, that I could have had that Bezos money.
Maybe, man. You could have been Amazon. Yeah. You'd have been Blackazon.
Something. I don't know. It's just shit that be running through my head from time to time.
Yeah, dude, the world's a trip, man.
It really is, man. It's a lot of shit, and
a couple of wrong turns, you just end up in a shitstorm.
Like I said, I don't be paying attention to a lot what's been happening. I guess China's up in our ass now.
Well, there's China.
I mean, they've been in our ass.
China and U.S. tariff war kind of happening, and the rest of the tariffs are sort of on pause. There's a lot of fucking negotiation going on.
That's what it was. Inside trading. How motherfuckers were pissed off.
AOC came out and saying that they wanted to stop Congress from doing insider trading.
Yeah, because fucking...
Which is nice to see her do something that I agree with.
Because everybody was up in shit because Trump told his peoples, yo, buy now.
He said, a great time to buy.
Great time to buy,
But he didn't say anything specific. It's like, go buy this or go buy that. It just said it's a great time to buy now. And then he paused the tariffs and the stock market jumped up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know...
It's not specific enough. Because you could have bought some stock and lost. A lot of stuff went up that day.
Yeah.
It didn't get up to pre-tariff levels, but like it's not necessarily gonna. And things are artificially inflated anyway. So like I think the bubble needs to come down. Like I think that whole number needs to drop at least 10K before it's going to be reasonably close to where it maybe should be.
It's just people are playing with the lives of individuals.
Yeah, but that's what governments do, Mike.
I know, but the thing
They do it all the time.
it's like, I don't know. It's a headache with shit knowing that you're a piece of this fucking bullshit ass game that they're playing. You know what I'm saying?
We're just pawns, dude. We're barely even pieces. We're barely even pieces.
Yeah. We're the sacrificial parts of the shit.
That's right.
Because you still got motherfuckers out here just... The thing that gets me is that the people that are deliberately blind to, I'm defending this motherfucker, or I'm defending this motherfucker. I'm defending them for what? Because they're not defending you. How can you defend?
It's the only thing I defend are ideas that I like and things that I think are good ideas. And sometimes they do stuff that I like, and sometimes they don't. And I'm still waiting to see how all this tariff stuff lands. Like I'm not willing to say that it's good or bad yet because the results have not fully materialized.
That's the other part to it, because there's so much shit that's still left out there. Because I told people tariffs can work, but you have to wreck the economy. You have to wreck it to make this work, because you're trying to take power back from the feds, But then you need to put caps on fucking capitalistic greed, because there should be some kind of cap on greed, because what's going to happen is these companies, they lost money.
I agree with that, where the top earner in the company shouldn't be able to make more than X amount more than the bottom earner in the company.
Yeah.
There needs to be a threshold that's shrunk.
There's something
from
there.
What it is. Whatever the average is now, it needs to be mandated that it's less.
Because what's going to happen is, we lost X amount. We'll make that back like we did with COVID shit. We making all this back because we're just going to raise shit up. And you're going to have to be, like always, we get fronted the bill. We're the ones that front the bill.
Yeah, the American taxpayer is the one that gets fucked. Yeah.
All the fucking time. You know what I mean? We're getting that no Vaseline shit. Like I said before, but
there's a chance that it could all work out and we end up with no taxes if we're under 150K. If whatever Trump's trying to do, he can do without destroying everything. There's a chance it could happen. There's a chance that it doesn't.
And we don't know what that's going to be.
Right, and the thing is...
Because this motherfucker still... We're still, what, under 100 days? We're like 80?
Yeah, we're about 80 days in.
Yeah.
And, he's doing stuff. Stuff's happening, and things are reacting. And, if he can get, like Hamzat Chamath was on Flagrant the other day, and he was like, if there's 80 countries out there that we disrupt things with, but out of those 80 companies we land, or 80 countries, we land 30 or 40 of those countries with really good, sensible deals, within the next, say, 6 weeks, that's a great move. You know what I mean? To get to reasonable trade practices, because we've screwed ourselves with trade practice for the last 40 years, and we have to do something to get out of that, and it may very well and likely will have a negative impact to some degree, hopefully not a catastrophic degree, on the economy. But I've been saying that for years, you got to break it to fix it.
That's the only way it does work, is you have to fuck it. It has to get fucked.
Yeah.
Even books have said this for years and years and years. Fucking decades of literature has been said, we have to be fucked. All right, hey, guess what? You're gonna have to get fucked. You're gonna have to get fucked really good.
It's because we've created an artificial bubble that we use to inflate our country's value.
That's also true.
And we've used monetary policies that are foolish. And there's a lot that has to be done to fix that, and maybe Trump will do it, and maybe he won't. I'm skeptical that anybody can really fix any of this stuff.
No, I don't think it's...
But, making an attempt is certainly better
than not
making an attempt.
Which is...
He's at least trying.
That,
you know what I mean?
At the same time, there's still so much bullshit that's also being thrown out there. I don't know. It's just... it's a headache trying to put all this shit into any kind of perspective.
It's annoying because the Democrats don't want to admit anything he does is good when some of the stuff is good. And you can't be disingenuous to what's going on and have anybody expect you to be reasonable in a conversation about what should or shouldn't be done. If Trump makes it so that there's a whole lot less people coming across the southern border, that's a better thing than a bad thing. But to not admit that because of your political ideology is being disingenuous with what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people out there that are making a whole lot of noise because it's Trump doing something and they hate him, so whatever he does has to be wrong.
It's the same shit they did with Obama. Everything he did was wrong in somebody's eyes, you know, and it was usually that shit. But I think that's frustrating,
in my opinion, when you're trying to consume news media, and you've either got people like you said that are like, holding his water, or they're completely hating on him.
Like,
there's
my thing
very
is,
rarely a nuanced view of like, well, this is actually a good thing and that's a bad thing, or this is a good thing that he's trying to do, but the way that he's doing it here, I don't think is the greatest way.
Like
to
the dude
get
that has been deported and on accident because of some paper and they're trying to bring this dude back, and they're like, nah, he's still one of these people. That's what they say. I'm like, well, no. There's nothing on this saying this guy is this, that, or other. But when you think about it, you have one individual out of all of these individuals. How many of those other motherfuckers are like this guy here that got just swept up in the bullshit instead of fucking
I think that
actually doing their fucking due diligence?
I think there wasn't a quick enough process, or there wasn't a smooth enough process.
There wasn't a smooth enough process with a lot of shit. Everything was done so in a, I'm gonna just do this and here it is, that not only did you fuck up some other people's shit, you fucking up y'all shit too at the same time. Like, I think there was a way to go about certain shit, and I'm like, if you could just, if people just took a step back and just took a quick breather, just like, hold on, let's do this shit a proper thought. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. People should look at it as a proper thought process, I think. If that makes any kind of sense.
The proper thought process would be
so like I said before with cutting departments and shit. Let's see, in this department, just take Department of Education or whatever. All right, where are we wasting all the money at? Where are we spending money at the most? And why are we spending the most here? Okay, this program I want to keep, this I want to keep, this I want to keep. But this whole shit right here, what is this? You know what I mean? Like,
right, but to be fair, or to be the devil's advocate, what you're talking about is what all government prior to right now has always said that they're going to do, but never actually really accomplished.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I get that part, but what I'm saying is, you didn't have to go in here. I'm shutting all y'all fuckers down. I'm getting rid of everything. Right.
See, but like the only thought where I see I'm shutting all you motherfuckers down makes sense is like we've never been able to properly analyze what any of you motherfuckers are doing. So I'm going to go ahead and shut you all off. And then as things become apparent that needed, then I'll bring this back or I'll make this new thing here to fix it. That seems to me to be what they're trying to do with shutting down all of the Department of Education as an example. But also they're trying to kick it to the states. Like make the state determine how the state wants to do its education.
But see that right there, I don't disagree with that. But my thing is I believe everybody should have
You want a federal standard for education.
I don't even know if it's like a federal standard for it. I want people to have the access to.
But what other than providing providing a standard of what it should be, would the federal government actually be doing? Because they're not going to come to your state and build schools. Your local state is, right? Your county's going to build the school. Your state's going to build the school.
The access to material, like, all right, so growing up,
but all of that is always on the state, though, right? Like that's what our tax dollars in the state go towards, is the county buying the county's education supplies and things like that.
Yeah.
Right?
So here's my thing. Like, all right, so
because to me the only thing it could be for is the standard. Like we're going to set a standard. You need to do X and Y. You need to teach this way or that way. Is the only thing I could think of a federal education ministry or whatever you would call it to be for.
My thing, I would like to have the access to shit. So when I grew up out in Fairfax First, right?
Right.
Moved out here. Now in Fairfax, I was considered a slow learner, you know what I mean? Because it took me a while to catch on things. But then out here, when I moved out here, things changed because they were so far behind on what they were learning out here versus what I was learning an hour up the road.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm like, if everybody had the same access to the same material, and like public schools, they got certain ways they do shit at not public schools,
private schools.
Yeah. They got, they get access to certain shit that maybe the public school doesn't have? Why doesn't everybody have the same access? I would like,
because it costs different amounts of money.
But see, here's the thing. That's where I'm like, why can't these schools have the same access that this school has? Why can't the poor neighborhood have the same access to good neighborhood school? That's just an example of shit.
Well, like, to me, there should be an equal distribution.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of the funding.
Yes.
For, like, if there's 600 schools in the state, then the pot should be all that money equally dispersed.
Yes.
So that you perhaps, maybe as the state Department of Education, you would say, okay, well, we need 10,000 of these books. So we're, as the state, going to buy these books and then ship them to all these schools.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's an example. Like,
and I'm not even disagreeing with that. I'm like, that sounds reasonable to me. Like, it's doing something with the education where you're equally distributing the thing, but that doesn't seem to me to be what the function of the Department of Education is.
Yeah, I don't know what the function of that. I'm just using them as an example. I understand.
I know, but it's a solid example. Yeah. Anybody can discuss it with a little bit of knowledge. Like, I don't know who's doing what or paying for what, but as I understand things, the federal Department of Education is essentially setting standards as to how states need to run, or whatever the minimum requirements are, or whatever. Which
I remember,
which doesn't seem to even really be their business. Like the states, like we were just discussing, should be figuring out ways to allocate education to their populace in a way that is equal.
Yeah, I want a level playing field for everybody.
Right.
Like when they talk about...
But the problem is, a lot of the times, it's like, you might have 3 really good schools in a state, let's say, and then you've got 90 mediocre schools and 12 really bad ones. But if you want to make it equal, then you end up taking those 3 really good ones a lot of the times and making them worse, because you can't raise all the mediocre and lower level ones up to the level of the high level. But that's the bar
you want to have set, right?
It is, but how do you afford it? You know what I mean? You've got 3 rich counties in a 100-county state, and those 3 counties have really high-end schools. 60 or 70 of those counties have medium taxes, and their schools only reach but a certain level. And then there's 12 or whatever poor counties or whatever, however, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, based on county per county taxation and money and all that, you end up with a lot of not so good schools because they can't afford to pay their teachers and da-da-da-da-da. So if you want to, as the state, say we're going to take all of that in and we're going to make it so that, okay, the average is this, so everybody gets the average, then your really good schools get shittier, your really poor schools get better, your mediocre schools sort of rise and fall. So, like, your overall education is not necessarily better or worse. There's going to be people that are mad because their kids are now getting a worse education. There's going to be other people that are happy because their kids are getting a better education, but the majority are still going to have roughly the same education. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And, like, to figure out how to raise everybody's level is something that I think that's part of why I was saying maybe the state needs to negotiate book prices or whatever, so that, like, the state can buy 10,000 for a better price than this county can buy 400, like, and that county can buy 400.
You got, like, my son was asking me, he said that it was something about, I think it might have been animation or some shit, and then how to go about doing this and go about doing that. I said, back in the day, there wasn't nobody that I knew of that could point me in the direction I needed to go to learn how to do some shit like that. But now you got all the access in your hand right here. Like,
yeah, you got to figure it out.
You can actually Google some shit. Like, we actually had to go to a library, go to Dewey Decimal System shit, figure some shit out. Maybe
read an old ass book that may or may not be up to date.
Exactly. And that's the other part to the shit. You know what I mean? But that's along with every fucking thing else, though. You got this infrastructure shit that needs to fucking happen. You got all this. Shit's so fucked.
Yeah, man. It's hard to have any hope. It's hard to have hope, man.
It's hard to have hope for the overall, of, like, the well-being of everybody. I got hope for myself. I got hope for my friends. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I hope that everything works out for all these individuals, but as hope for as a whole, as a country,
it's hard to expect Star Trek level. is really what it boils down to. It's hard to be like, we're on our way.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't see us being on our way because our infrastructure's so fucked, and then the shit that they do, it makes no sense. It's like you wasted money to do what, and then turn around and tear this part up and then redo it again. Like,
yeah, like I've been saying for years, man. When I get elected, we're gonna motherfucking do the whole goddamn roads like the Autobahn everywhere, man. You ain't gonna have to repave these bitches every fucking year.
But I'm just saying that that's how fucked we are.
I agree.
And I don't see one party or the other party doing this shit in 4 years. Like, I don't.
If anybody pulls it off, it'll be super fucking impressive.
It would have to be a collective of everybody. That's the thing. And you can't, because you keep dividing motherfuckers with more and more dumb shit. And unfortunately, as a species, we keep falling for it.
Yeah, that's what we do, man.
That's the fucked up part.
We divvy ourselves up.
That be bothering me, bruh. That in the core of it really is what bothers me. Like, how the fuck can you still be knowing this is happening, that you're still being divided, and you're knowing that you are being divided strategically to be divided. You know this, but yet still go with it. It's hard for me to fucking.
Yeah, I don't understand how people are so adamantly for something. Yet if you call them out, like, you're being disingenuous because, like, very well that this is
exactly
being set up against you. You're not acknowledging this is a good thing while over accentuating that thing there as a bad thing.
Yep.
You're upset about something to much level higher degree than you should be.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not upset about something that you should be upset about.
Exactly.
And
yes.
Anything specific. Anybody can apply that to just about anything these days. But
yes.
like, people aren't willing to look at it and go, yes, that's bad. Like, yes, it's bad that Gaza's been leveled. Everybody wants to be like, oh, well, Israel had to do what Israel had to do. And I'm like, I don't agree with that.
No.
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, I don't agree with that. Like, I agree that they wanted to do something. They were going to do something. But I said right out the jump, man, they're going to fucking carpet bomb from one side to the other. And that's not going to be a good thing.
Nah.
Like, that's not what needs to happen right now. And sure enough, there's nothing left. It's all rubble from one side to the other, top to bottom. Like, the whole place is destroyed.
Yeah.
And that sucks, right? But, like, people don't want to, like, nuancically accept something like that. They want to look at it and go, yeah, you're right. Like, there's not a good angle. There's not a good side. They all want it to be this side's good side, that side's bad side, I on good side. And I'm like, look, man, I'd love to be on the right side of this, but I don't think there is a right side. And, like, that's why I don't want my tax dollars going towards it.
Nah.
Because there's no good angle.
There isn't. And there's always a gray, but nobody wants to see the gray.
Right.
It's either black or white.
It's black or white.
No.
And I live in gray.
There's a whole lot of gray, because from here to here, that little section of black, that little section of white, all this shit in between, though.
Shades of gray.
Yeah.
Yep.
A whole lot of different shades, and it's like majority of people are here. In
the gray.
Yeah.
Most people are not black or white.
Nah.
There's some shade of gray.
But this little percentage here and here are the loudest motherfuckers.
That's right. And the most hateful and angry.
Which makes no fucking sense to me. I'm like, you bitches.
Yep.
We all want the same shit. Just like we said earlier. Just want to be comfortable.
Yeah, man.
Just want to fucking
please don't fuck with me. Just fucking let me do my thing.
Let me be. Hey, neighbor, how you doing? Cool. You having a rough day? I'm sorry you having a rough day.
I hope it picks up.
Bam.
Right.
And keep on moving.
Best
Are you
wishes.
Comfortable, though?
Right.
All right, my man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you, man.
Like, fuck, that euphoria, I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Well, but that's the people that are, like you said, they're either black or white with it, and they're, like, fully engaged in what they think is going on.
Yeah.
Based on their coloration of things. Being so rigid.
I don't see how you can. It's 2025. So much open-mindedness shit, but that's the other thing. People are afraid to say they have an open mind because, oh no, you're woke.
Or it's any of those things. They'll call you any names. People don't want to be called names. We're tired of being called names. Like I don't want to. Like I don't identify as anything.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like people are like, how do you identify? I'm like, I'm just a human from the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Like just trying to get along with other humans from the planet Earth.
And that again.
And they're like, that's not acceptable, man. You have to like lay claim to all kinds of things that I could then categorize you by.
Marlon fucking Wayans, because this motherfucker said it, the same shit we're talking about. He said it last night. He's like, we're human fucking beings. That's the only species that matter. We bleed the same fucking blood.
That's right. You could be type O negative and help anybody out.
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know what I mean? You could have the blood that somebody else needs, and it doesn't matter what color your skin is. You got that blood that they could use. And you could help them.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm always like, yeah, I'm just a human from the planet Earth, man.
Oh, man.
I ain't that motherfucker.
Nah. Like, I don't know. It's just, I would love to see us all figure that part out, but I don't see it's not.
Why can't we just get along, as Rodney said?
Can't we all just get along?
Can't we all just get along?
People are too pissed off and set in their ways, I think, a lot. And I think a lot of it is some people just want to be pissy.
They want to be pissy.
Really, I remember working with the Grouch. They used to, you know what's crazy? That dude ended up retiring. But ever since he retired, it's been a whole different vibe. You don't have that fucking, here come this motherfucker. Goddamn, gotta deal with this shit. Let's just get the grump out of the way. And then once he's out of the way, it's all good after that. Man, that ain't there. You got rid of the grump. Or he ended up getting rid of himself. He axed himself out of that situation.
Wait, yeah, well, that's nice. It's nice to not have a grump around.
But I mean, the world's full of them.
Well, it's like I got a new job, and I don't feel like my boss is a racist prick anymore. And I didn't realize how much I didn't like my old boss until he wasn't my boss anymore. And I'm like, oh, great.
There you go.
That me being a professional and just tuning out all the shit that you talk and the ways that you are that are like not acceptable. Now I don't have to deal with that.
Well, that's good.
That's nice.
Because now that changed your environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, you know what? I didn't realize that this cloud that was over here that I really didn't pay no mind to was still over here.
That's right, and it was suppressive.
It's still over in my area. Somewhere it's here.
That's right.
But now that motherfucker's not there, I got that sunshine coming in on this end now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You either change your environment or change how you deal with it.
You change your environment or your environment changes you.
Oh, man, yeah. I like that one, because it definitely can do that.
Yeah.
It can do that to you.
Yep. I think it's the same with people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, even if they're not fucking sex workers, they still fuck your deal up. They can still fuck your shit up.
Man, ain't that the fucking truth?
Just
they can't.
Being silly ass hoes.
If you allow it.
That's right.
If you allow it.
That's right. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to bring this episode of the Mason and French Show to a close. We'd like to thank you so very much for listening. We'd like to encourage you to listen to old episodes as well as new episodes.
Like, share, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Don't bogart this bitch. Tell your peoples.
Yep. Everybody.
And, be nice to people that look like you. Be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
Little bits by little bits, ladies and gentlemen. Keep moving forward.
That's right. Keep grinding on the things you're trying to get done, because that's how they get done.
We believe in you.
And don't forget, we love you very much.
Love y'all.
We wish you nothing but the best.
All day, every day.
And peace be with you.
Go.